Hey everybody, through this video today I would like to explain you how to write a letter to the editor. So writing a letter to the editor is one of the very important writing skills to be learned, and this kind of models will be asked in most of the school, college and competitive examinations, and we must be thorough with the format and the language, vocabulary and the tone and the expressions to be used in this kind of letters. And now we are going to discuss the format of the letter and the need to write a letter to the editor, and what kind of language should be used in the letter, and what kind of issues should be taken to draft letters to editor, etc. Okay, try to watch this video till the end and kindly subscribe my channel, and also share with your friends, suggesting them to subscribe my channel, so that that gives me a lot of encouragement, and I will come up with more and more videos on various topics that people need, students and business people and professionals, all day to day life communication and competitive examination to update their communication skills. So your subscription and your comments and likes give me a lot of encouragement. So please subscribe and share my videos to you with your friends, and suggest them to subscribe my channel and try to give encouragement. Let's begin now. Okay, let us start our presentation now. Writing letters to the editor. What is a letter to the editor? Why should we write a letter to the editor? Let us see the points here. A written way of talking to readers of a regularly printed publication. It's an effective way to bring awareness among the people. Generally found in the first section of the publication or on the editorial page. Many people will go through the letters that we are writing if they are printed. Can be for or against an issue, or simply to inform. We can write either for means positively or negatively also on the topic, or we can simply suggest some ways. Usually less than 300 words. So word limit should be maintained. The letter should not be very lengthy. We should not try to beat about the bush. Okay, don't exceed more than 300 words. Why should you write a letter to the editor? You are angry about something and want others to know. An issue is so important that you must speak out. To persuade or convince others to take a specific action. To suggest an idea to others. To influence public opinion. To educate the public, to bring awareness among them. And to influence policy makers, that means the political leaders or the government. When should you write a letter to the editor? Anytime you want to shape public opinion, to voice your views, tell others how you feel about something, or just inform the public on an issue, to start a community conversation about an issue. How do you write a letter to the editor? What are the ways and means? What is the procedure? Let's see some points here. Open with a simple greeting, that is salutation. Dear editor, sir, dear sir, etc. Number 2. Mention the article you are writing in response to. Imagine that you happen to see a wonderful article, a valuable article, very important article in the newspaper, and you are writing the letter in appreciation of that, and also suggesting some ways or measures, corrective measures to be taken, or explain your opinion, to express your views and thoughts. Explain why the issue is so important. Give facts and examples. How do you write a letter to the editor? Give some possible solutions. Don't just highlight the issue. You have to give some corrective measures, remedial measures also. Then your letter is considered worthy to be published and it will be read by many people. Encourage others to get involved. Keep it brief. Always try to write the letter brief and to the point. Sign the letter. After finishing the letter, after the subscription, at the end you must sign in your name or the name that is given in the letter. Next, check your letter to make sure it's clear and to the point. So after drafting your letter, before you post it, you have to check its accuracy, whether it is perfectly written, whether there are any grammatical errors, okay, whether there is perfect coherence or order of the sentences, you must check. Next, how do you get your letters accepted by the editor? The editor will usually receive number of letters. Thousands of people, lakhs of people write letters about their problems and the public or locality issues in the town or city. But all the letters will not be accepted, will not be eligible for publication. So, what are the ways or how do we get our letters accepted by the editor? So, we must follow the guidelines here. Keep it under 300 words. See that is concise or brief. Refer to something recent or relevant in the community. That should be a relevant issue and that should be of latest, not very old or and which belong to long past. Use local examples and personal stories if possible. Give some personal experience and the examples in some locality. And if it's not accepted the first time around, fix it up and try again. Don't bother. Don't worry if your letter is not published first time. Try and try. Keep trying. That means you have to try it better and it will be accepted if it's worthy. Okay, let us go through some samples. Taking help, see the question, taking help from the information given below, write a letter to the editor of a national daily urging the need for constructing a stadium and gymnasium, means gym, in your locality in Ranchi. So, questions will be usually given like this in the examination and they will give you some clues or value points also which help you to draft the letter. You can include these points as and where required. Okay, what are the clues given here? Value points: Ranchi, a capital city, lack of facilities for sports and games, need for construction of a stadium and a modern gym, necessity for the upliftment of sports and games. Stadium and gym provide a big incentive to sports and games. Wherever these points are needed, you can include in your letter in the body of the letter. Okay, I told you for format. First we begin with from address. We usually don't write the name of the writer or sender because we may sign in that at last in the under subscription, so it is not mandatory. Okay, Chwal, Circular Road, Ranchi, that is from address, and give one line gap and write the date, and better write the latest date, recent, and next give one line gap and who do you address, whom you are writing the letter? The editor. So in the to address, when you are writing a letter to editor, always write the first line as the editor and next the Times of India. If any particular newspaper is given, mention that newspaper. And see, in this question they haven't mentioned any newspaper name and they have simply given a national daily. In such a case you can write the name of any popular national daily, that means the Times of India, the Hindu, the New Indian Express, the Deccan Chronicle, etc. Okay, and next Ranchi. Okay, After that you can write subject, and there are two ways. You can write subject first and salutation or greeting next. That is one way. You can write greeting or salutation, I mean sir or dear sir, or and next the subject. Both are acceptable. Okay, they make no difference. Okay, what is the subject? Subject should always be brief and to the point. A new stadium and gymnasium, or you can also write requirement or need of a new stadium and gymnasium in Ranchi also. Okay, sir. Through the columns of introduction, first you have to divide the letter into three convenient paragraphs. First one is introductory, beginning, introductory passage. Through the columns of your esteemed daily. See, we have to give some due respect to the editor and his newspaper. So we have to use some very good or effective adjectives. Esteemed, famous, popular, renowned, etc. So here, through the columns of your esteemed daily, I strongly highlight the need for a new stadium and gymnasium in Ranchi. So we begin the letter in such a way, and next continuation. Second para. Ranchi, the beautiful capital of Jharkhand, is given in the value points, so you can include that. Provides little facilities for sports and games to the young men and women. I live in a new colony which has no stadium or gymnasium. A new stadium and a modern gymnasium well equipped with the latest aerobic machines will meet the requirement of the sports lovers of the area. A good stadium can serve multiple purposes. Good tracks and courts can meet the needs of the prospective athletes and budding sportsmen, means upcoming sportsmen of the area. With ultra modern fixtures, lights and sound systems, it can easily become the new cultural hub of the city. The ministry has accepted the proposal in principle and promised an immediate follow-up action. We hope that the authorities will not delay the legitimate, means legal or lawful, need of the residents anymore. So we ended the letter in this way. And last part, subscription or complimentary clause. Okay, yours faithfully. We usually write yours faithfully, and you can also write yours sincerely or truly. Okay, and you are signing in your name or in the name given in the question. Okay, this is the way how we should draft a letter to the editor. Okay, let's see the second or sample letter. Taking help from the information given below, write a letter to the editor of a national daily expressing your concern at the nuisance caused by the stray cattle on the roads of your locality. And you often experience that when we are going on the roads, a lot of cows may be standing in the middle or sitting in the middle of the road, causing a lot of interruption or disturbance to the traffic, and there will not be anybody to drive them away. And so we are facing this kind of issues in our daily life. And some value points are being given. What are those? Stray means street. Stray cattle on the roads and in lanes. Squat in the middle causing chaos. Traffic jams and accidents. Government must take immediate steps. So the value points will not be meaningful. They will give just to be used as clues. We have to frame sentences using these clues. Okay, let us begin the letter now. As usual, 12 Temple Road, Puri. If any address is given, we will write, otherwise we may write imaginary address, and next to that, after giving some space, don't forget to give some space between each and every part or component, and we must mention the date. We can write date 20th March 2021 or 20, or you can also write March 20th 2000 so and next give some gap and write. We usually write the first line, begin the first line with the editor in the editor's letter, the Orissa Times. So any newspaper name we can write Puri, and next subject. What we are writing the letter about? Nuisance caused by stray cattle. See that the subject is always brief. Underline that in order to highlight the subject content. Sir or dear sir, through the columns of your esteemed daily, I want to express my anguish and concern at the nuisance caused by the stray cattle in the city. So what is the benefit of going through a number of letters? Because you will be acquainted with some kind of phrases and some kind of sentences, common expressions, so that you can recall them, you can remember them when you are drafting the letter in examination or in your practice, and you may use them. Okay, almost all these letters have some common expressions, some common structures. You have to try to implement them, include them. See here, through the columns of your esteemed daily. Previously also, in the previous letter also we used that only. You can write esteemed, famous, popular, well known, renowned, anything. I want to express my anguish, means your anxiety and your grief and whatever your the mental agony, whatever it is, and concern at the nuisance or interruption caused by the stray cattle in the city. Next, second para. Of late, the city has witnessed many accidents due to the nuisance caused by the stray cattle. Only a few days ago, a biker was killed when a running cow hit him in the middle of the road, and we can't imagine cattle strolling leisurely on the roads of New York, London, or Sydney. So, this is common in our country. Nobody will bother about that. Okay, and due to that, many people are facing a lot of problems, and they are dying of accidents. But if you see in foreign countries, this kind of nuisance or this kind of stray dogs and stray cattle will not be seen. They will not be allowed to come onto the road. Strict rules and regulations will be implemented there. But India presents totally a different scene. You can find cows walking with leisurely steps on the highways or in the lanes of any city. Puri is a temple town, and to make things still worse, people throw food in the middle of the roads for the animals. So, adding fuel to fire. Why do the animals come onto the street? Because people are throwing the rubbish and the waste materials, unused materials, rotten materials onto the roads irresponsibly or carelessly, and they draw the cattle to come onto the road to eat them. That's one of the reasons. The roads become feeding centers of cows, bulls, horses, donkeys, and dogs. There is no arrangement for capturing such stray cattle and sending them to special pens, means shelters, run by the corporation, the concerned authority of the city or town. There should be a special squad. It should have fixed responsibilities of clearing away the roads from the unwanted and stray cattle. So, you have expressed your views about that, and you also suggested some measures to be taken, like how the people in the foreign country are following or implemented. Yours faithfully, that is subscription, and you are signing in the name of the person. So, we completed the letter. So, in this way, if you practice many letters and if you write them on your own, then you will be acquainted, you will become familiar with some common phrases and expressions or structures to be used in the letter. That's why you need to practice either in writing or in reading also. Next, let us see one more sample. You are disturbed at seeing many unfortunate homeless orphans spending their night in the open. See, spending their night in the open on chilly wintry nights, means extremely cold conditions. Using the information given below, write a letter to the editor of a national daily urging the state administration, means the responsible local authorities, to provide free night shelters to the needy and homeless poor. This is also a common issue, and we find many orphans, helpless people, maybe wandering on the roads and sitting and spending their time or life on the footpaths. And what are the clues to be given, that are given to be included in the letter? Thousands of poor people are homeless. Many suffer, some deaths reported. Spend chilly nights on pavements and in the open. Need for night shelters or Ryan Baseras for the homeless. If some kind of shelters are there, especially for this orphan and old people, helpless people, and they will take shelter there, and this problem will be prevented. Okay, let us see how we begin the letter. As usual, the same components are the parts, the pattern, the format will be followed. 12 Naiwala Gali, Karol Bagh, New Delhi. From address, next, date, next, with some enough space, requisite space, the editor, the Hindustan Times, New Delhi. You can write the New Delhi in the next line also. And next, what is the subject of the letter? Night shelters for homeless poor. It's very simple. Okay, sir, greeting or salutation. Through the columns of your prestigious national, see, now we change the expression here. See, vocabulary, prestigious, renowned, popular, famous, well known. Okay, you learn these phrases, so you can use any one of them in your letter writing. I want to highlight the urgent need for providing night shelter for the homeless, means orphans. Next para, we have given introduction, and I told you that letter should be conveniently divided into 3 parts, and now we are narrating the issue. I am a resident of 12 Naiwala Gali, Karol Bagh, New Delhi. India excels in contrast, means these kind of problems are more common in India and not anywhere. One of the major economies of the world has the maximum number of homeless poor people in the world. Millions of people in India spend their night under the starry or cloudy skies. Many unfortunate persons fight for a little space on the pavements. Long winters become unbearable for these homeless orphans. They try to find out some shelters under the bridges, at railway stations, or in public buildings, but they are hounded. They are hounded out from there by the police. So the police will drive them away. They will not allow them to. But where are the shelters for them? They have no shelters, and they will not be allowed to stay in these public places also. Okay, and last month 5 people lost their lives due to the extreme cold conditions. The administration, last para, the administration, what are the remedies or measures that we are suggesting to solve the problem? The administration must show its human face. That means the government concerned should take initiative by providing some shelter and some food facilities to them, and the state government must open adequate night shelters and provide free lodging for such persons. It will save hundreds of unfortunate homeless people dying from cold or chilly nights means unbearable or extremely cold nights. And next, as usual, subscription, yours faithfully, and designation, sign of the person drafting this letter. Okay, in this way you can write any number of any model given in the examination. So practice as many letters as possible. Of course, write a few and read as many as possible, so that you will be acquainted with the language, with the tone, with the vocabulary and expressions to be used in the letter. And you need not by heart this content when you are writing, since you have written many and you have read many, you have revised well, you automatically or spontaneously will be able to present the letter, draft the letter in your examination. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.